When did you realize your parent was the real monster in your house? My whole life I thought my dad was just a grumpy, strict guy who cared too much about control. Like he was the type who'd scream at you for leaving the door unlocked, or not taking out the trash exactly when he wanted. I thought he was just a tough old man with zero patience, but it hit me one winter night when I was 16, that he was way more dangerous than I ever imagined. It was late, around 2 a.m., and I was up doing homework in my room because I procrastinated on this stupid history paper. Suddenly, I hear this loud crash from downstairs, like something heavy got thrown against the wall. Then yelling, but not the usual angry dad stuff. It was more violent, more desperate. I froze, heart racing, then crept out of my room and slowly made my way to the stairs. At the bottom, I saw my dad standing over my mom, who was on the floor, bruised and crying. He was shouting something about money and me not being his real kid. At first I was paralyzed, just watching this nightmare unfold. My mom was begging him to stop, begging him to just leave us alone. That's when I heard the stuttering thing, my dad pulling a small baggie out of his pocket. White powder spilled on the floor, cocaine, then the second bag. I remembered the weird smells and secretive phone calls. He looked at me, eyes wild, and snarled, "This is none of your business." But I could see the rage mixed with something darker. A man who had no boundaries, no morality left. That's when I realized my dad wasn't just a control freak. I didn't know what to do at first. I wanted to run, scream, call the police, but I was scared of his violent outbursts. Instead, I started sneaking out every night to check on my mom at her workplace. She eventually confided in me that he had been physically abusive for years, and the drug problem was new, but worsening everything. One night, I decided I couldn't live in fear anymore. I found receipts from a local rehab center in his trash and forged an anonymous tip to Child Protective Services about the drug abuse and abuse in the home. I'd also secretly recorded him ranting and hitting the walls when he was high, so I'd have proof if things got worse. 2 weeks later, things exploded. My dad came home intoxicated as always, started yelling at mom, then saw me standing there recording on my phone. The look on his face was pure fury, but before he could move, the cops showed up. Turns out my anonymous tip had already alerted neighbors who had been suspicious, and they called in too. He was arrested on the spot for domestic abuse and possession. He lost his job and went to rehab under court order. The best part? During his depositions, it came out that he tried to pin the responsibility on me for breaking up the family and playing the victim. The judge wasn't having any of it and gave full custody of me and my little sister to my mom, with a restraining order against him. Fast forward a year, and my mom is thriving. The house feels like a home again, and my dad is in jail, not just for drugs and abuse, but for trying to fake evidence. He's now on his third rehab attempt, but I honestly don't care anymore. I realized that the monster was never just an angry dad. He was a dangerous, toxic presence we had to get rid of to survive. And me? I turned my fear into strength and became the protector my family desperately needed. So yeah, sometimes the real monsters don't lurk in the shadows. Sometimes they live right at your dinner table.